up for Ohio State.
You've waited all day for this.
He's going to take it to the house. 85 yards. Down the right side going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Graham Rucker for the touchdown. Graham shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
Hi, it's the Buckeye Show. It's Tito. It's DeVier. It's prime time. Jacob Reimer. And I got to tell you, Jacob, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to have a 2-hour show with DeVier.
Hey, I'm right with you.
Okay, now that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to say I'm very happy I'm here for 2 hours with you and DeVier. Highlight of my day.
Absolutely.
Don't you dare.
Tito.
Highlight of my day. You're right. That's all you're saying.
Tito,
Yes.
this job, this opportunity to sit here and talk Buckeyes. Are you serious on a Thursday night? Let's go.
Let's go for 2 hours.
Go Bucks.
Okay, here we go. Now, I don't know if you heard DeVier in the crossover. I was all hyped, angry about getting this off my chest, that I was going to expose what I believed to be the second biggest scandal around Big Ten football in the last 50 years. First one being the cheating scandal. I called my dad on the way in, and I said to my dad...
Michigan?
Yeah, the Michigan cheating scandal.
Okay.
I talked to my dad, because my dad always wants to talk to me before the show. He asked what we're going to talk about, and I give him kind of a rundown. And I told him what I was going to do. And then he texted me a little while ago when I was sitting over there and said, actually, Jeff, it's not the second biggest. He said, don't forget about the Penn State one, which he's right. The Penn State scandal, yes. Yeah. So I'm actually going to expose the third biggest scandal, in my opinion, in Big Ten football in the last 50 years. And at this time of the year, this time of the season right now, it's a perfect time to bring it up. DeVier, when players sign big-time contracts and then don't perform or don't play or, sit out with injuries that they should not necessarily sit out with, miss a lot of games, never live up to the hype, fans are always clamoring, they should give the money back. He robbed them, because he signed this huge contract and then did Mike Trout being hurt the way he's being hurt, been hurt for the Angels. The contract with the Nationals that I can't remember the pitcher's name now. Do you remember the pitcher's name, Jacob? Help me out there. Steven Strasburg.
Yeah.
Yeah, the contract he signed and he's not pitching at all. Those kinds of things. I believe that one of the biggest frauds is Nebraska football.
Wow, the build-up. I didn't know where you were going with this build-up.
I know.
Okay, so in what way are you saying that this is the biggest scandal? What, that they've just been like a fraud team to the Big Ten?
They came in here. And by the way, I'll say this.
They were pretty good when they came in.
I love Nebraska fans, some of the friendliest fans. I talked to them numerous times when they come through here and play Ohio State. Yeah. Very friendly fans. This is not an indictment on the fans and not an indictment on the history of the school either, because I had mad respect for them during the Tom Osborne years. But with the hype they came into, the reason they got into the Big Ten was not because of basketball, it was because of football and because of the success they had in the 70s, 80s, and 90s with football, even the 60s for that matter. National championships, multiple wins, multiple seasons of double-digit wins. From 91 to 95, they went 9-2-1, 9-3, 11-1, 13-0, 12-0. Won national championships in 95 and 96, 94, 95, 96, 11-2, 97, they 13-0 national championship, 98, 9-4, 99, 12-1, then 10-2, 11-2, 7-7, 10-3.
Shout out Eric Crouch.
Yes. They joined the Big Ten and first 4 seasons, 9-4, third in the Legends, 10-4, 9-4, 9-4 to Bo Pelini.
The Bo Pelini, they haven't been good since Bo Pelini. Just say it.
Mike Riley comes in 6-7, 9-4, 4-8. Scott Frost 4-8, 5-7, 3-5 in the COVID year, 3-9, 4-8 before getting replaced, and then Matt Rule's gone 5-7. This year he's 5-2. But Nebraska they have stolen money from the Big Ten with how bad. If the Big Ten would have known Nebraska was going to be this damn mediocre, there's no way in hell they would have invited them into the Big Ten. You could have made a better option there. They're not here at basketball. The whole reason they're here is because of football.
Yeah.
And DeVier, they have been so damn disappointing to me with what they've done in their time in the Big Ten.
Have they made it when there was East and West? They haven't even made it to a Big Ten championship, have they?
Nope, they have not. They were first in the Legends in 2012.
Okay.
And I don't know if that would have put them in that one or not. But then after that, they were second legend, second in the West, fourth, tied for second, fifth, tied for fifth, tied for fifth, tied for fifth, tied for sixth, tied for fourth. That is pathetic in that Western Division where they had such an easy path. It is ridiculous how much Nebraska has disappointed me in football. I really was hoping it was going to be. And now, look, they can get lost in the shuffle a little bit now because of the fact you've got Oregon here. You got USC, whatever. But Washington could be good again. But I'm just saying it's now it's one big conference. But I don't have expectations for Nebraska anymore. And I don't know if they will ever compete for a Big Ten championship. Ever.
I'll tell you.
They have played in the Big Ten championship.
Was it 12?
2012.
Okay, that was
Wisconsin. Do you want to know the final score of that game?
What was it?
Wisconsin 70, Nebraska 31.
Is that Melvin Gordon went crazy?
Yeah.
I think I remember that.
DeVier was 9 years old.
He had 9 carries for 216 yards.
Yeah, he went crazy in that game. I remember Melvin. It was in Indianapolis going nuts. But here's the thing, Tito, and I'll counter you this. They haven't had a good quarterback in a very long time.
Okay.
I think Dylan Raiola in this future, in this, I mean, he's a freshman sitting at 5-2, Tito.
Okay.
And I get the world of 5 stars. I get the world of NIL and transfer portal. But when you have a single caller and you have a guy behind center that's already grasping concepts, that's already played in big games, that is getting his experience now.
Right.
I'll be honest with you. If you look at our quarterback trajectory, experience under center.
Sure.
In 2 years, his junior year, I'll be happy they rotate off our schedule. I'm going to be happy that they rotate off our schedule because the way that he's projecting in development, and I look at development, Tito. Like, I don't look at right now. I look at the long-term picture, like big picture, long-term plan. Over time, he will have that school in a great place. He will, because they're playing better defense, except for, obviously, Coach Cignetti is exposing all defenses, but they have a chance 2025 late, 2026, I think, to turn that around. And we spoke about this over the summer, right? Like, college football is better when a California school is good, when a Big 12 school is dominant,
right,
and when a Florida school is good. And Miami's back this year, Tito. You can't get greedy.
Look, I've been waiting for Nebraska back since 2013. Okay? I've been waiting. You're telling me in 2011 when they joined the Big Ten, and you're saying the reason that they have not been so successful since then is they need a quarterback. They've had more than a decade to recruit a good quarterback. More than a decade.
I mean, Tito, but they were running an offense. Like, I think about the Martinez days. Like,
when Mike Riley was there too.
Yeah, like they were running option kind of, jet sweep offense. It really wasn't pass friendly. Like, they have a guy that can sit in shotgun and just throw darts, and they'll give him some time.
How much time, DeVier? How much? Well, I've given them all this time.
Well, you're looking at it as the organization, but like you got to go to the rule of 2, Tito. You have to.
Okay.
Like Coach Rule has, it's 2 to 6 years, bro. Like he's gonna get his time. He's gonna get his time to develop a squad, get his guys in there, and I'm looking at it from this standpoint. I think he's the right guy. I think they're trending in the right direction.
They just lost 56-7. Indiana's good. I'm not saying they're not good. I'm not saying they're not good.
Listen. They've put up 50 before this year, Tito.
You can't go into Bloomington and score 7 points and give up 56. You can't.
Are you
do
not
that.
Okay. We're not going to disrespect America's team.
Okay, listen. There's other schools that have given up 56 in Bloomington this year when they go into Bloomington and not scored double digits. Some of those schools include Western Illinois. They lost 77-3. FIU gave Nebraska a better game. FIU 31-7. UCLA, that was at the Rose Bowl, 42-30. Let's go back to Memorial Stadium. Charlotte, 52-14, not 56-7. Charlotte.
Yeah.
Maryland put up 28 on the Hoosiers in Bloomington. Indiana's a really good team. Nebraska was embarrassed by them, though.
Yeah.
Embarrassed.
Yeah. It kind of took off a little bit of the steam going into this week, huh? Don't you feel like?
Oh,
At the beginning of the season, Nebraska was obviously circled as, hey, we get this Oregon win. Boom, we got Nebraska at home. This is going to be a big game, possibly a night game. Scarlet out. Hey, now Indiana goes in there, pops that bubble. Tito, we're looking at this game like we got to score 58. We're trying to like measure stick ourselves to Indiana, right?
I was asking about that. I think I asked Tyvus about that the other day. Like, do you look at it like Ohio State's got to do, like if Ohio State doesn't, look, I know win's a win, but if they don't put up a better performance than 56-7, just the optics of it look kind of bad, right?
I mean, it's relative because you're talking about Indiana, but this is a historical season for Indiana.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a 1 in 40-year type of season. It's kind of like a caveat. It's a star, but there's an asterisk next to it. But yeah, we got to score 58. Bottom line.
I think it's got to be. I think it's got to be a big
57.
Look, if Ohio State wins this game, honestly, if they dominate and win 38-14, I'll be pissed. Which is that is the Buckeye Goober fan talking. That is unrealistic. And that's like the Buckeye Goober talk. I tell you, there's Buckeye fans and there's Buckeye Goobers. I love them all. They're great.
Yeah.
But like if you're a reasonable Buckeye fan, you should say, hey, they dominate, they stay healthy, they get another win, it's on to Penn State. Whatever. You do that, that's fine.
Yeah.
But for me, the 10-year-old Tito is gonna be like, how does that? I'll have to explain to my son. That's what I have to do. I'll explain to my 8-year-old son. Or maybe I'll have to explain it to me. But I'll explain to him when he's upset about why did Nebraska give up 56 and we gave up 14? Aren't we better than Nebraska? I'll try to explain to him, yes, son, we are. We just weren't today. Anyway, all right, rant over. Coming up next, when the football Buckeyes talk, we listen and then we'll share it with you. That's next right here on The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Want to kick off your fall shopping with a touchdown? Shop Bob's Discount Furniture for pieces that fit your style and your space. Check out Bob's space-conscious and style-forward furniture for every room, like counter-height dining sets, convenient lift-top coffee tables, guest-friendly pop-up sleepers, and storage-filled seating perfect for game day hangouts. So stop and score winning design with Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Imagine a tailgate, the heat of the flame, the sizzle of the burger, the squeeze of the ketchup. Grilling is essential to tailgating as the game itself. Weber grills are there in the hours, minutes, and even seconds before kickoff. Before the best damn band in the land plays the battle cry, signaling it's time to take the field. Weber is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. This season, Weber created an officially licensed limited edition Ohio State grill inspired by the iconic Buckeye helmets. Find the best damn grill in the land at local Ohio retailers.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Soy has been keeping secrets, and it's ready to share. Soybeans are among the most versatile agricultural products. They are used in creative ways you may have never realized to make products we all love and use every day. Ohio is leading the way, developing new uses for soybeans to support our changing world. Soy low-key slays, and I'm here for it. Learn more about soybeans at soysecrets.org. This ad brought to you by Ohio soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
Hey Columbus, looking for the perfect day trip? Head to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. Dive into football history, see legendary players, and enjoy interactive exhibits. Fun for the whole family. Visit ProFootballHOF.com for tickets. The Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, where it's always football season.
Here at The Fan, we give you 14 hours of live and local programming every day. We care about you. We live and work in your community, except Bo Bishop. He won't tell us where the hell he is. Your live and local station, except Bo. The Fan.
If a friend asks how you're doing, and you say,
I'm okay.
When the truth is,
I don't want my problems to burden anyone.
Or you say,
hang it in there.
Because
if I ask for help, they'll just think I'm weak.
Then this is your sign to call, text, or chat 988 for free, confidential support. Anytime. You don't have to hide how you feel.
If you recently lost health coverage due to a life change, healthcare.gov is here for you. Like it was there for Marcus when he lost his job. And Keisha when she turned 26 and lost her parents' insurance. And Elena when she went off Medicaid. There are many other ways to qualify. Visit healthcare.gov today to see if you're eligible to enroll. Limited time to enroll. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Light winds, fair skies, but a cool finish on this Thursday. Temperatures in the low 60s. Down to the upper 30s overnight with a few clouds and light winds by morning. A couple of showers early through midday on Friday, and again a chance of a shower by Friday evening. Otherwise mostly cloudy, breezy, and mild with highs in the low 70s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
The show where we pay people extra to host with Timmy Hall. This is the Buckeye Show.
All right, it is the Buckeye Show. Tito, DeVier, and now Nicole Shearin from 10 TV joins us over here, waving there on the YouTube chat. Nicole, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. Thanks for having me again, y'all.
Our maiden voyage together. I've never worked with you on the radio before.
I know. This is like a big time first happening right now.
For me. But just so you have a lay of the land, and DeVier can vouch, I usually say stupid stuff. DeVier disagrees with me. The people listening in the chat agree with DeVier, and then we move on. But
yeah, Tito's not as nice as he seems. Like, he'll say something, and you'll be like, wait, what did he really mean by that? And you have to ask him off air.
Tito, that was an accident. That was an accident.
He'll say something crazy. Well, just give it some time.
I offend former Buckeyes on accident.
On accident.
I do. It's totally on accident.
Okay.
Totally on accident. Totally on accident. The most recent one was the Dane one. Mm-hmm. When I'm talking about this receiver that Ohio State did not get, that went to Oregon, and I'm working with Dane the first time.
Yeah.
And I said to Dane, I don't really look. This guy's only 5'11". I don't like 5'11" receivers. Realizing at that point, Dane looks at me.
Wow.
And I said, Dane, how tall are you? And he said 5'11". And I said, well, I don't like a lot of 5'11" receivers. I liked you. You were good. No, you were really good. I say things like that where I really mean it, but I don't mean to offend.
Right. Right.
I'm good at that. All right. Ohio State, we got some sound from today, and I want to get your take on this right here. Ryan Day was talking, but this is kind of a big deal about Lathan Ransom. This is what he had to say about Lathan's status.
There's nothing long-term there anyways. He'll be day-to-day right now. He's improving very well. We'll see how tomorrow goes.
If he plays, he's not 100%.
Yeah.
It's a big deal because I really do like Lathan Ransom's energy out there, and I think he does a great job.
Mm-hmm.
But being the opponent it is, I would lean on the side of caution and probably not play him.
I agree. I feel like if he's, I don't want to give a percentage, but I don't think it's a great idea to put him out there when we've got Penn State in the near future, because God forbid he would tweak something even more, or, that sort of thing. But again, I like him too. I mean, I think he's a huge part of this team, and it's going to be real obvious without him, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing he brings to the table is his energy, emotional leader, vocal. Obviously, being in the back end, he's older than Caleb Downs, and he has a little bit more experience. So he's definitely unquestioned in terms of being the leader in the defensive back room. His presence will be missed this weekend, but I got to agree with Nick on that one, Tito. you have to preserve him going on the road, white out,
right?
Noon.
Yep.
Fox Big Noon. You got Tyler Warren next week. Let's get him healthy.
You threw a curveball at me there, DeVier, just so you know, because when you said Nick, I started to think, wait, was there a Nick? And I know you meant Nicole. I know. I'm just saying, I've never called her Nick. So I'm just saying, you made me pause there, and I thought I made a mistake. Heart beat a couple times more than it should have, because I was like, oh my gosh, did I do something wrong?
No.
It's Nicole. Okay, it's Nick. That's okay. That's fine.
Nick. We're on that level.
Okay, you're there. I know. Hey, you're on the Usted form, with the 2 form, I should say. Okay, so Ryan Day also was talking about the focus going forward and how they're not looking back.
That really started last Wednesday. We went out here and practiced on Tuesday, and nobody was talking about what was coming next. It was all about what had happened, and because we had a bye week, we were able to spend a few more days chewing on it and identifying some of the things that we got to get addressed and fixed. But then once we got out here on Wednesday, it was time to move on and time to do exactly that. And this is about us. It's not about all the other people across the country. And we feel like we're in control of our future, and that's it. And so wherever everybody else is at the end of the season, that's up to them. But for us, we are in control of what happens moving forward. And so that part of it gives guys a purpose, obviously, when they get out there and can redirect their energy forward and not backward. What happened against Oregon.
I don't want to see a slow start. They've had all this time to prepare for Nebraska. I need them to come out in Ohio State to set the tone early. We can't have like the start against Akron or Western Michigan. We can't have starts like that. They've got to come out.
Tell me why, Tito, to start. Like every time we come in here, you always talk about the starting. Yep. Why does it matter? Why does the first quarter matter so much more than the fourth quarter to you? Like,
health-related reasons. Health reasons for me.
No, it's personal.
That's a good answer.
It's totally personal. Yeah, no, are you kidding me? No. By the way, DeVier, won't your phone blow up by people who are fringe Buckeye fans or old Michigan friends of yours? When they start slow,
I get text.
I don't want to deal with that.
I get a text every time we start slow.
Yes.
Will we be okay?
Right.
And I love this person who texts me. I love her. And she's like, I'm like her Buckeye guru in terms of games. Like, I'm like her Buckeye psychologist during games.
Sure, yeah.
Just to ease her mind.
Right.
And I get it. But to me, like, you know what the most important 3 minutes of the game are? Third quarter. First 3 minutes of the third quarter.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now why is that more important? If you've got 13 days to prep for this game, and you're talking about then having 15 minutes or whatever's at halftime to prepare for the first 3 minutes?
Yeah.
I would think the first 3 minutes of the game.
No,
because you got all this time to prep for it, DeVier.
This scouting wise,
right?
Oregon. Let's just go to Oregon again.
Okay.
Oregon didn't have a ball over 30, 40 yards completed all season.
Okay.
First 2 quarters, they threw bombs, and so you're digesting things as a defense. Like, okay, like. They're not doing what we practice. They're not doing dink and dunk. They're not staying under the sticks. They're not they're going vertical. And like their game plan is they've scouted us like they're attacking us vertically.
Right.
So I think the first quarter sometime, like Tito, most of the time they scout the teams and then they script the first 15 plays.
Sure.
So they literally have like, hey, we're running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right.
Right. And then like as a player, you feel like, all right, like, I don't remember this being on the first 15. Like, I memorized all those plays. All right, we're off script. Like, it's time to play now. Like it's time to, like, make adjustments and do things like that. And for me, like, that's why I always look at the second half. Like, honestly, sometimes with the Buckeye games, I might take a little snoozer during the first quarter and get ready for the third quarter. Did everyone just hear that?
I don't want
take a little nap.
No, I'm just saying. I don't want to take a nap the first quarter.
No, see, I agree with you, Tito, because dangerous. And this may go back to the fact that it stresses me out, but you're setting the tone. Like, do you really want to go into the locker room looking and being like, wow, guys, we're not playing well. We're playing slow.
Right.
We're not looking like ourselves. Then you're kind of playing and you're digging yourself that hole and you're trying to get out of it.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, you got to win games in the fourth quarter. Ryan Day will tell you that all the time.
Sure.
I mean, that's the key. But I'm a big, big advocate of hot off the press. Let's go. Let's scare them while we can, and let's just full speed ahead.
There's nothing wrong with it. I guess what I'm saying is there's nothing wrong with a hot start, but there's also nothing to panic about.
I don't want 3-0 after one quarter.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I don't want that. I want to see more. Nikki agrees. I can call her Nikki now, right?
Yeah.
That level
I got lots of nicknames.
That's fine. I'll go Nikki on that one. All right. Make sure you stick around because we're going to come later on. We got more sound. We'll play a lot more of that in the second hour. But by the way, the Buckeye Show brought to you by Coors Light and Care Source. Thank you to them for helping us out here. Hop into the YouTube chat if you'd like. I am well known for constantly doing that, sometimes to the detriment of doing my job on the air. Coming up next, it's a monster weekend of the Big Ten. We'll tell you why a certain team should be on upset alert. We'll do that next. This is the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
1, 2, 3. Here at the Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan.
1 in 3 student athletes gets disturbing messages from sports bettors. This threatens the safety and mental health of college athletes like Tyler.
I'm a student and an athlete. I don't deserve to be threatened over my play. If you're upset about your sports bet, don't take it out on me, because I'm more than a bet.
These threats are not acceptable. Stop harassing college athletes over a bet. Learn more at morethanabet.org.
One great idea can change your life.
ABC Fridays. Shark Tank is all new.
That's the American dream right there.
With guest shark Todd Graves, founder of Raising Cane's.
I want to be on a team with you.
Emmy-winning Shark Tank, Fridays 8, 7 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
This is Ryan Krieger, and at Krieger Ford, we know life's busy. Let us handle your car care. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, or have our technicians come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today, only at KriegerFord.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. We often hear businesses say that they are, quote, family-owned and operated, which leads you to think, how often are the owners of the company involved in day-to-day operations? Well, when it comes to Newman Roofing, I can personally tell you that I met with Tim. I met with his daughters. They have 4 family members of Newman Roofing overseeing the different divisions of the company, ensuring that an excellent customer service experience is going to be provided to you every time. Folks, I can personally testify they were great with my wife and I, and they will do the same for you. With Newman Roofing, their family focuses on every detail, and it allows them to deliver that white glove experience, not just for me, but for everyone, that you're not going to get with those larger corporations. 32 years in business, 3 generations in the roofing industry. They can do it all, and they will take care of you. So before those winter storms hit, have Newman Roofing come out and take a look. Whether it's a repair or replacement, Newman has you covered at 614-NEW-ROOF or newmanroofing.com.
Hey there, friends. It's Bo Bishop. Join us for the Make a Difference Gala at High Bank Distillery in Grandview. Taste new fan barrel picks and support the Third and Goal Foundation. Tickets are on sale now at 971thefan.com. 21 or older, please drink responsibly.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture expert technicians who are quick but not rushed. When you hear the bell, breathe in and out. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today and find automotive peace. No appointment needed.
This football season, choose chill and go with the beer that's made for Ohio State game day. Whether you're at the shoe, the bar, or the basement, bring the Silver Bullets.
You can win tickets to the game against that team up north on November 30th.
Enter keyword kickoff at CoorsLight.com/college football.
No purchase necessary. Open only to residents of Ohio through 10/31/24. See official rules for details at CoorsLight.com/college football. Coors Light, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. 21 means 21. Celebrate responsibly.
The future of recycling is now at Rumpke Waste and Recycling. The recycling leader has opened North America's largest, most technologically advanced recycling center right here in Central Ohio. This one-of-a-kind facility features interactive displays, educational opportunities, and the ability to process over 60 tons of recycled material per hour. Rumpke is committed to recycling and sustainability efforts, and for more than 90 years, Rumpke has worked to make sure the items you place in your recycling bin get used again. Visit Rumpke.com to learn how you can team with Rumpke to put less trash in our landfills and more of it to good use.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag BuckeyesCare.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The show that knows how to throw a big, giant Buckeye party. You're listening to The Buckeye Show.
All right, Buckeye Show. Tito, DeVier, Nicole Shearin from 10 TV with us. Jacob Armour back there running things. Thanks so much for tuning in. This weekend in the Big Ten, because tomorrow we're like a short show. You can't do too much on the Buckeye Show as far as college football goes, because DeVier and I are calling the Olentangy at Olentangy Berlin game.
Yes, we will.
Berlin.
It's a huge game.
Not Berlin.
No, we got to say Berlin. We have to say Berlin. That's what I've been told. Berlin. Berlin.
I learned that the hard way.
Did you? Yeah, I'll get rid of it.
It was the first game I went to here, and I was like, "Oh, Olentangy Berlin." They're like, "No."
Right.
People know how to make up pronunciations like how they want to.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. We do.
But I wish it wasn't. It's Olentangy. It's Olentangy Berlin. But I wish it was a different school playing Berlin, because I could just say Olentangy.
Right. But now you have to say Berlin.
Can I call them OB? The OBs?
I don't know.
The Burrs.
The Burrs. There we go.
Yeah.
We're doing that game tomorrow night, though. It's the OCC, I think, Cardinal division is up for grabs there. And that one, they are both playoff bound for sure, but it's a big game tomorrow night. So looking forward to that. Anyway, said all that just to get to this point, that the Big Ten, there's a game tomorrow night at 11 o'clock Eastern time. Rutgers at USC. USC favored by 13.5, which surprises me only because I've been such a diehard Rutgers guy this year. But I think the game's going to be closer than that.
Think so?
I think closer than 13.5. But it's going to be weird because the players, and you know this probably more than, obviously, because you've played night games and you've been at West Coast games, things like that. I got to believe starting that late. Like if you start 8 o'clock on the West Coast, that's, 5 o'clock for your body, not terrible. 11 o'clock out there. Well, it's going to have an effect, isn't it?
From Big Ten teams going west,
right?
The record east to west is only 2 wins.
Yeah.
Indiana,
right?
Penn State versus USC.
Okay.
Ohio State drop, Michigan drop. Rutgers is probably going to drop.
Yeah.
It's just such a tough travel, and I think that part is playing into it. And I think I got so nervous when I was like, what, Ohio State left on Friday?
Right.
They leave on Thursday?
Right, yeah.
And they started like messing with me because I'm like, I've done those West Coast trips before playing in the league, and you're like, you need that time to kind of adjust, and you can kind of try and stay on your time schedule, but it's just really hard for college kids to find their routine with a time zone change, and I think it's playing into records right now.
Nicole, from your roots in TV, I know you've been to probably quite a few big-time night game environments, and there's a big one coming up on Saturday night with Penn State at Wisconsin. Wisconsin looked pretty good recently, and they're hosting number 3 Penn State, a 7:30 kick on NBC. That game to me feels like that's the kind of game a Wisconsin team would win.
I was about to say, if I had to pick one, that's my upset alert pick, but I don't think it's going to be an upset.
You don't think so?
No. But if that was the one I had to pick, I would say ding, 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 upset alert. And we all know, I mean, y'all, I've talked about this with Dom. I've talked about it with a lot of people. I have never seen so many upsets like we've seen this season. Not just in the Big Ten. You've got the SEC. You've got, especially in the SEC, I feel like there's been a lot. But it just goes back to the whole thing of, parity in college football and how upsets are normal now, I feel like. Before, it was something where maybe you'll get one upset, maybe, a weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
But what was it, week 6 when, what was the stat? 5 of the top 11 ranked teams lost.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
If you really think about it.
When Ole Miss lost to Kentucky.
Yeah, and then when Vandy beat Bama, I think. It was that weekend.
Yeah, that weekend was
Anyways.
crazy. Underdog weekend for the Bears.
Yes. So that's my upset alert, but I think Penn State's going to do it.
I wanted to ask you a question about Penn State and your confidence with them going to Camp Randall. Tough place to play.
Yeah.
What do you see in this Penn State team that gives you so much confidence, and why do you think they're having a good year? James Franklin does this, right? He fools people, but for some reason this year they feel a little bit more serious.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I feel like, growing up, I was a big USC, UCLA girl, and then I went to college at Georgia, and I followed the SEC really deeply, but I always followed Ohio State.
Yeah.
And Penn State was always there because my sister went to Michigan, so I always kind of like took note. But I feel like Penn State has been, the last few years, they've been good. Like, they've been a team that's good, but this is the first time that I'm sitting here and I'm kind of like, they're the real deal. And I don't know exactly what it is, if I could pinpoint, like, this is the reason why.
Yeah.
But I think they just kind of have it together.
Yeah.
Like, more than I've seen personally. And I don't know whether it's, a chemistry thing or they've just got the right dudes on the field now, but if I'm Ohio State, that game kind of scares me. I'll be honest.
Your sister went to Michigan?
I know. I shouldn't have said that. I really exposed her just now. I know. I thought you guys were going to brush that off a little bit.
I heard it. But my uncle went to Michigan, so it's all good.
Okay, so it's fine.
Yeah.
That beeping you heard was your sister getting run over by that bus you're driving. Good Lord. You don't bring that up.
You know what else about Penn State DeVier that I think is part of it?
Transition.
Sorry,
Great
Lisa.
transition.
Shout out to my sister. I think that the past couple years, Penn State has not been taken seriously.
Yeah.
And I think they kind of want to prove everyone wrong. Like, hey, we're serious. We're the real deal. Quit acting like, oh, it's just Penn State. It's whatever. They're not really that good.
Yeah.
I mean, do I think they're going to win a national championship? No. But they are the real deal, and they're not somebody to brush under the rug. Like, I think they have things to prove this year, and I think that's kind of the mindset of this team.
Is this James Franklin's kind of like last chance? You kind of feel like
Yeah.
I kind of feel like he's not on the hot. I'm not saying he's on the hot
not on
seat,
the hot seat,
but he has to have some big wins.
Yeah.
So what does last chance mean? Does it mean, because I don't think they're going to win the Big Ten. Okay.
What?
Yeah.
So does it make the playoff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has to make the playoff. He hasn't made the playoffs in his tenure.
Which,
yet, right?
at this rate,
Never has,
looking pretty good.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I wouldn't say he's on the hot seat, but I think it's one of those things where he knows that he's got to do some big time things to, stay around.
Okay, how about, does Illinois, I think Oregon's going to win, obviously, but does Illinois give Oregon a game? It's a 3:30 kick out there. It's not the night game environment they have at Ohio State. So it's a 3:30 kick in Eugene. Oregon's favored by 22. Illinois comes in ranked number 20. Do you think Illinois keeps it close?
Brett Bielema has something rolling over there.
He knows how to coach in the Big Ten.
He knows how to coach in the Big Ten. I think he'll really evaluate the Ohio State game and how they threw the ball vertically and really try to implement. Because the thing about Illinois' defense, they're going to give you like one high look. They're going to make you, like two high safeties, two strong outside corners, and they're going to just give you the same picture, Tito. And you can't get bored with taking the routine. Like, the routine plays have to be routine. And the way Gabriel's playing, if he can stay in that pocket and not get antsy, I think they get him. But I do think it's going to be a fight. I
think Illinois is going to really struggle with containing Gabriel, though. Like, he's good, y'all. Like, he's really good, and what I saw from him against Ohio State showed me a lot about the kind of quarterback he is, but I hope it's a game. I think they're capable of making it a game, but I think if Gabriel has the kind of game that he had against Ohio State, it's going to be pretty hard to contain him, I think.
Indiana should be fine against Washington, but no Rourke is a big deal.
Yeah.
They're hoping he's back next week. But Washington's a team that is up and down for me this season. I've seen them look good, seen them look bad, and I'm not sure which one will show up. But I keep on saying this, but they've got to go to Bloomington. They got to go to the Hoosiers' house, and that's never been an issue for any team in the history of football before this, except for Nebraska last week. We talked about that already. But yeah, so Washington goes to Indiana. It's such an important game. Like, I feel like Indiana's got to get the win, but Illinois' got to stay competitive. Like, these two games are so important for those two teams that we did not expect to be ranked in the top 20 this year.
No, I'm with you on that, Tito. I mean, these guys, like this next stretch of games for Indiana. Can you rattle them off? They have.
Yeah, I was about to look
I know they have 2 home games out of 3. They got Michigan and Washington at home, and then they go on the road to Wisconsin.
They've got Washington this week at Michigan State. Host Michigan here, and then host Purdue.
Yep. This stretch going in Ohio State, if they can get 2 out of 3.
Going into Ohio State, go in there and be, what would that be, 9-1?
Maybe 9-1, yeah. And I mean,
but I think they can win all of them.
I'm looking at the schedule, y'all, and I'm like, yeah, they're going to win every one.
Yep.
Like I feel pretty confident about it.
Except for Ohio State.
Well, no.
Yeah, they're going into it. Yes,
Except for going into Ohio State, I see them kind of handling it.
Out of that again. We're not going to do it, though. It was almost that again. But no, we're not going to do it. Yes, I think the next 3 very winnable games.
Yes.
God, how amazing would that be to have a 10-0 Indiana? Like, when was the last time we had to say you can't overlook Indiana before the Michigan game?
I was just thinking, when has the last time anybody said that?
Yeah.
Michigan game for me is stressful.
Yeah.
Like, because it's like I'm tense, like I'm playing, like, tunnel pride. I'm out there. I'm locked in. Just beat Michigan.
And then you take your nap in the first quarter and you're fine.
Right.
Yeah, I'll probably do that. I'm going to take a nap because we're going to be whooping them. But out of all the games remaining this year, I'm most excited for Indiana at Ohio Stadium. Like, I want to see them live. Like, I'm really excited to see Ohio State because I feel like it's going to be like you remember when Penix came in here and put up a 40 ball? Was it Fields?
That was the COVID year.
Yeah, it was Fields. And that game was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about 2 first-round quarterbacks going at it. And I feel like it's going to have that kind of draw and feel like it's going to be a high-scoring game. Ohio State's going to win, but it's going to be a good one.
It was October 8th, 1988, when Indiana came here and beat Ohio State 41-7, scoring on 4 of their first 5 possessions. Anthony Thompson, 190 yards and 4 touchdowns in that game. They were ahead. Indiana was ahead 35-0 at one point, and then win that game, 41-7. So, all right, coming up next, we'll extend the net beyond the Big Ten. Look at a couple of games that could cause Power 4 conference chaos this weekend. Buckeye Show on the Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State athletics, The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Want to kick off your fall shopping with a touchdown? Shop Bob's Discount Furniture for pieces that fit your style and your space. Check out Bob's space-conscious and style-forward furniture for every room, like counter-height dining sets, convenient lift-top coffee tables, guest-friendly pop-up sleepers, and storage-filled seating perfect for game day hangouts. So stop and score winning design with Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 2 trips to a Buckeye postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Imagine a tailgate. The heat of the flame, the sizzle of the burger, the squeeze of the ketchup. Grilling is essential to tailgating as the game itself. Weber grills are there in the hours, minutes, and even seconds before kickoff. Before the best damn band in the land plays the battle cry, signaling it's time to take the field. Weber is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. This season, Weber created an officially licensed limited edition Ohio State grill inspired by the iconic Buckeye helmets. Find the best damn grill in the land at local Ohio retailers.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
The Buckeyes are back home at the Shoe for a Big Ten battle with Nebraska.
Live fan coverage starts Saturday morning at 6:30 with the Kick at Noon.
Every game, every season, your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
If you're struggling with ED or your performance is down and your belly fat is growing, listen up. You've got one life. Now is the time to act.
At the Columbus Men's Clinic, we're not just healthcare, we're your secret weapon. Don't wait another day. Here's why you need to act right now.
Every moment you delay, your condition could worsen. It's not just about sex, it's about your heart, your relationship, your life.
The Columbus Men's Clinic has over 10 years of proven results for low testosterone and increasing drive, energy level, and performance. We've introduced ED and enhancement treatments so exclusive, you'll wonder why you waited.
Procrastination is the thief of time. When it comes to your sexual health, you can't afford to wait. Join the League of Gentlemen who walked out of our doors with a swagger.
Call the Columbus Men's Clinic at 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. Book your $99 male performance consultation now, including blood work. Call 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. The Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
The time to save big is now. It's Ford Truck Month at your local Ford dealer, and the time to buy is now. Make way for great offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks, featuring the built Ford Tough F-150 and Super Duty. Check out the versatile Ford Maverick and the capable Ford Ranger. But you can't wait. These limited Truck Month deals won't last. Check it all out at buyfordnow.com. Then get over to your local Ford dealer today. Hurry in, as these deals won't last long.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family-owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons, located in Mount Sterling and Marysville, or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. Hating Michigan is our favorite national pastime. This is the Buckeye Show.
All right, Buckeye Show. Tito, DeVier, Nick with you.
Oh, you called me Nick.
I know. Nicky, I don't want to call you. That's whatever. You know, if it's like the way I remember names, at some point it might be, hey, girl. Hey,
fine.
fella. What's up, bro? That's what I do, because I forget names all the time. I do. Dane. I got Dane's name wrong a couple times when I first started working with him. So
what did you call him? Daniel?
No, I called him. I called him Sane Danzenbacker.
Oh, that happens
Sane.
Danzenbacker.
Switch it up, yeah.
And then the next time I called his name, I paused, like Dane, like that. He said, Tito, you got to know my name. So. Again, that's another that's another example. That's why we have a board back there. You can't see it, but it's a whiteboard, and it says number of days since Tito insulted a former Buckeye great. And right now it's on 0. But we try to update it every time we can. Okay, so in addition to the Big Ten games we talked about, there are some pretty interesting games going on this weekend in college football. Pittsburgh takes on Syracuse tonight. Pittsburgh undefeated. Cuse with one loss with Kyle McCord. BYU is an underdog at UCF. Texas is at Vanderbilt, and I know Vanderbilt's traditionally not that great, but they've looked pretty good in a couple games this year. Obviously, LSU at Texas A&M. Reimer, is there a game I'm forgetting in there that I should throw on that list?
Be honest, I didn't hear what you said. I was typing up my script for the Sports Center. What were you talking about? Ranked teams?
Yeah.
Did you say Bama, Missouri?
Bama, Missouri is another one.
Missouri,
There we go. That's another one put in there too.
That honestly could be a good game.
It's elimination. If they're not really eliminated, it's an elimination game for Bama.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did y'all see, quick side thing, did y'all see that Vandy put up nets?
No, did they really?
Yes. They literally put up a net at the fan section so that they wouldn't have any bottles thrown on the field by Texas fans.
That's fun.
Did you see that? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
By the way, it's petty, but it's funny.
It is. It's petty.
I don't think Texas would do it on a road game.
No.
But yeah, it really.
It's
I love the fact. I love the fact they did that though.
Yeah, I'm loving Vandy's energy.
Hey, if I were Vandy, I would grease the goalpost. Say, look, we're probably going to win this game. We're not going to tear him down again. I would say that. I would send that kind of vibe to Texas.
Yeah.
That's how I would do it. And I would go to I would go before the game to Sark and say, Sark, look, as soon as the game ends, you guys follow the police off the field this way before the fans get on the field. I would say that. I'd go all out on that. Any of those games jump out at you? Missouri, Alabama? Like, is there a game that you look at and think, like, you know, the BYU's undefeated underdog at UCF kind of surprises me?
Yeah. I think that LSU Texas A&M game is a big game that's going to, like, help round out that 8 to 12 spot.
Right.
You know, one of those teams has a like LSU, nobody's talking about it, but they're a French team. Mm-hmm. And Newsmeyer and his offense, Lacey, like they're playing pretty well. And fortunately for Brian Kelly, he's been kind of under the national media radar, but they got a chance to be like a number. Like, I envision a LSU. Here's my thing. I envision a Big Ten team having a home playoff game, and I could see a school like A&M or LSU or Clemson coming up north for a home playoff game. Mm-hmm. Like that's going to probably happen. And I think this game this weekend is going to kind of help clear up that picture, Tito. For sure.
I could see that. Yeah,
Yeah, I
definitely
could see that.
I could see it as well.
It is true, though. I feel like a lot of people are not talking about LSU this year at all.
Or Clemson, too.
Yeah.
Because people tried to write off Dabo and why can't I think of this quarterback's name?
For Clemson?
Klubnik. Klubnik.
Yep. Yeah.
But if you open up, just search guys rising in the draft boards.
Mm-hmm.
Klubnik is going up there right now. Like, he can potentially slide late first, second, third round as a quarterback. They're having a year. Like, no one's talking about Clemson. No one's talking about how good LSU is playing right now.
I'm going to date myself when I say this.
Okay. Is this about Teddy? Is this about Teddy Roosevelt forming the NCAA?
No, it's not that.
Okay.
Back in my day.
I think it's time to pour a 40 into the ground for FSU Miami.
Okay. You going to pour some out for the homies?
Pour some out for the hook. That rivalry sucks. Like, I can't believe. Like, if I had one of those things, and again, dating myself, but like, I remember an old Christmas show where the warlock or whatever the wizard had a little bit of magic dust left that made the reindeer fly. There, I said it. Anyway, I'd sprinkle a little bit of that magic dust on FSU Miami because I would love to see a meaningful game this year between them. Miami's got so much to play for. And Florida State is so bad.
They're so bad, y'all.
Oh, man, it's like, what happened in Norville?
What happened? Like, it's really sad, honestly. It
is. You feel bad for him because his coaching tree is actually doing well. Like, people that have coached under him. Yeah. It's just like he can't figure it out. Mm-hmm. But you know where, Tito, Tigers don't change their stripes.
Okay.
DJ Ukulele.
Oh, I know you told. You've been.
Got him.
Yep.
We stayed far away from that
call
kid.
him DJ Ukulele?
Yeah.
That's what we call him.
I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't even try to say it.
I saw a thing that he's taking the rest of the year off to go get his CDL license.
I saw that too.
That's a joke.
Yeah, it was a joke, but I
know
saw
it is.
that
I
too.
saw that. Yeah, I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Clever. It was clever.
Yeah.
It was clever. That's all right. It's
that game could be ugly, y'all.
It could be. I know I'm with you on that. It very well could be. Yep. So, that's the one that I wish was relevant again, but it's not. I think the Pitt-Cuse game tonight's going to be good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it will be a fun game to watch. And I'm, Cuse has got one loss. Pitt's undefeated. And Pittsburgh's at home. I think they're favored by 5.5 last time I checked, with McCord being there now for Syracuse. And big game for them. And this whole ACC race, look at I think Miami's the best team. Clemson, like you said, though, certainly one to contend with. But if Pitt keeps on winning, they're going to be in the mix as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And Syracuse took. They only play Miami, right? They
I
don't
believe
play,
so. They don't.
I mean, only Florida State. They don't play Clemson or Miami, I don't think.
Let me take a look at that one for you.
I think they have NC State left. I think they've
got Pitt,
Boston
Virginia
College.
Tech, BC, Cal, UConn, Miami.
They play. They do. And they host Miami at the end.
They host them.
They host Miami.
How bad is that loss? They had to Stanford at home, the 26-24 loss now.
It was bad.
Stanford now is 1-3 in the ACC, 2-5 overall.
Yeah.
Their one ACC win is a game that I bet on Syracuse. It's good for me. I know. Right, that's the one. That's why Kyle McCord's dead to me for that game right there. But 26-24 loss there, though. Or Syracuse could come into this game undefeated as well. But there's 5 undefeated teams in the ACC, along with Pitt, Miami, and Clemson. You've got SMU, also 3-0 sitting there, and they've got at Duke. They host Pitt next week, host Boston College, at Virginia, host Cal. So that SMU Pitt game could be the only challenge for SMU for the rest of the way out from them being undefeated there. And I think we're going to see a lot of chaos with these conferences since they don't have the divisions anymore and everybody does not play everybody. You're going to go to like a 9th level tiebreaker on these things where, it's going to be something odd where you're going to find out who the 2 best teams are.
Right.
And you're going to see an irate fan base or 3 probably that when they look at it.
They're eating each other alive.
Yeah.
I mean, literally.
Right. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's chaos, but it's also kind of fun because it's different this year, obviously. But they're literally eating each other alive.
It's going to be fun. Yeah. Unless it screws Ohio State, then it's going to be, you know what I mean? Like, that's the guy. I want to see it too. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to see it screw Ohio State somehow where you get, but they look at the losses for each team. There was a way I saw there could be like a 6-way tie for Big Ten.
I saw that too, yeah.
That could happen.
And by fate, the first year in this new structure,
right,
the rules, the boundaries of tiebreakers and leagues and no sides on leagues. Everybody's just one league by record.
Yep.
It's going to be tested. And pretty sure next year some things will be changed.
There'll be some changes there. Yes,
it's going to have to be
for
changed because it's just such a chaotic year this year with all these upsets. Everybody just being seeded. I mean, What's the longest somebody has held the number one spot for a week? Was it like 3 or 4 weeks this year?
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Well, then you're going to run into the whole, and it's going to happen anyways, but the thing of like, okay, they let in a 2-loss team, but then you've got this team who's only 1 loss. They're left out. Oh, it's a chaos. But then you look at the schedule. Well, they had a harder schedule. It's just, I just see it happening now. It's going to be chaos.
Yep.
I'm here for it.
But I'm here for it. Grab the popcorn.
And look, it could go be the best season ever, like one of the best. Like Buckeye fans might think it's one of the worst if they somehow get shot out of the Big Ten championship game by some weird tiebreaker that you have like Indiana and Illinois playing in it or something.
But we'll be okay. You know why?
Why is that?
Because we're going to have a home playoff game.
I got you. You're right.
We'll be all right.
All right, coming up next, Reimer takes over the college football pulse. We will do that. Are you sticking around or are you leaving?
I have to go produce my show.
Let's go.
Do my real job.
What's more important?
I know.
All right, everyone. I know. Nikki is going to leave us. Thank you so much for sitting in with us. We'll do it again soon.
Thanks,
all right,
guys.
take care. Coming up next, College Football Pulse with Reimer. We'll do that next on The Fan.
An encyclopedic knowledge of sports and other random things you may or may not care about.
I think I found my mentor.
Rockman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan.
Hello. I am a serious announcer hired to deliver a serious announcement. Get an Apex Pros winter tune-up for your furnace right now for only $29. Notice we are simply giving you the facts. Just $29 to make sure your furnace is ready for the upcoming Ohio winter. We know how you enjoy our usual fun and funny commercials. Hello? Beg pardon? Well, I see no reason to bring my mother into this. Good day to you, sir. Where was I? Oh, yes. A $29 tune-up will make sure your furnace runs safely and warmly all winter. That's serious. I'm serious. That's why we're not doing the usual that you've come to expect from Apex Pros. None of this or this nonsense. $29 for a furnace tune-up from Apex Pros. The pros who knows? Knows? Is that really how you say it? The pros who...
Apex Pros, the official plumber of the Columbus Blue Jackets. ApexPros.com.
Buckeyes, I'm Kurt Lewis, United Healthcare of Ohio CEO and graduate of The Ohio State University. United Healthcare and the Ohio Chamber of Commerce believe healthy small businesses are vital to our economy. That's why we're ready to give your small business a big promotion at no cost to you through our small business sweepstakes. Winners receive radio promotion, social media recognition, and more. To enter, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/UHC. United Healthcare, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
For terms and conditions, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/UHC. Sweepstakes rules and restrictions apply.
Things are popping at Al's Delicious Popcorn. With over 80 flavors to choose from, we have something for everyone. From classics like caramel cashew, white cheddar, and our famous vanilla butternut, to new flavors like chicken and waffles and spicy barbecue. They are all made fresh and they are all delicious. Visit us online at alspopcorn.com or come see us and experience the best service in town at 1500 Bethel Road in Columbus. Al's Delicious Popcorn.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a Buckeye, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. And jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey Columbus, looking for the perfect day trip? Head to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. Dive into football history, see legendary players, and enjoy interactive exhibits. Fun for the whole family. Visit ProFootballHOF.com for tickets. The Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, where it's always football season.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good evening. I'm Jacob Reimer. The 4th-ranked Ohio State football team returns to the Shoe on Saturday, fresh off their bye week. They will entertain the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Kickoff is set for noon. Coverage can be found here on The Fan. On Thursday Night Football tonight in the NFL, the 2-4 Los Angeles Rams host the 5-1 Minnesota Vikings. Wide receiver Cooper Kupp will return to the Rams tonight after missing 4 games with a left high ankle sprain. LA also activated wide receiver Puka Nacua off the injured reserve with hopes to play him tonight. Nakua has been recovering from a PCL sprain he suffered in Week 1. And in the NBA, we have 4 games on the hardwood tonight. The Celtics are in D.C. taking on the Wizards. Luka Doncic and the Mavs host Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs. And the Timberwolves are in Sacramento Kings. And the Thunder are in Denver against Jokic and the Nuggets. The Cavs are back in action tomorrow in their home opener against the Detroit Pistons. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
It's time for the College Football Pulse on the Buckeye Show.
All right, Buckeye Show, Tito and DeVier. No Nick. No Nick, no Nikki, no Nicole. Fun having her in.
Mm-hmm.
Knows your stuff. All right, what do you got for us there? Reimer, sorry. Hi, Reimer. Nice to see you. Didn't ask how you were.
Hey, I'm doing fantastic, Tito.
All right, brother.
Army and Navy are sitting there both undefeated and in the fight for the Group of 5 spot in the playoff. Well, what were to happen if they were both still undefeated by the time they meet in the Army-Navy game on December 14th? I will tell you. Back in April, the College Football Playoff made a decision specifically around the Army and Navy game. Basically, they are not going to count the game towards the decision because it happens after the college football selections are made. Is this fair to these teams that could still be undefeated when they meet?
Well, let me tell you this. They can't meet on December 14th undefeated. If they both keep winning, they will play the week before also in the AAC championship game. So they could play back-to-back weeks, which is bizarre to think about.
So they'll play for the championship before they played each other in the regular season?
Yes.
That's so weird. That's where I think like tradition is like, it's just like trying to keep tradition is just silly. Like, just play the game, man. Come on.
There's a lot of things, yes. I've said before, there's a lot of things, traditions in college. I don't want to hear about a lot of traditions. I like the Army-Navy tradition. That's great. But they didn't plan for this. They did not think ahead on this one. And that's where it's going to cost them because it would be a bit of a letdown, I guess, because whoever wins, if they're already guaranteed into the playoff, the game will still mean something, but it won't mean as much, if that makes sense.
Well, how about this? Army beats Navy in the championship.
It's
the only loss that Navy has.
Right.
Then Navy beats Army in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
What happens, Jacob?
Nothing, because they're going to make the playoff selections before the Army-Navy second game.
So
after the championship game, it'll already be decided.
Yeah,
you already know who's
make a change
there.
To it.
Yeah, so a little weird on that one. But
I don't like it.
Bone said something yesterday on Man and Bone that just something that's kind of he didn't really go into specifics about it, just something he's heard on the street. But that. Columbus might be in the running for trying to host one of the Army-Navy games in the future at the Horseshoe. How cool would that be?
It'd be awesome.
You know? Wouldn't that be neat if that happened? Somebody put on the wild card Wednesday. I think somebody else had heard about it, but that'd be something else.
Yeah. I mean, I think at this point with all this controversy between Army and Navy, I think I'm just fully rooting for Boise State to be that Group of 5. Also so we can see Genty on the biggest stage and all eyes watching him. I think that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
I like that, Jacob.
So there are 5 ranked matchups this weekend. Which of these ranked teams is on upset alert the most? Number 12 at number 24, Navy, which we just talked about. Number 1, Oregon hosts number 20, Illinois. Number 5, Texas off the loss at number 25, Vanderbilt. Number 15, Alabama hosting number 21, Missouri. And number 8, LSU in College Station against number 14, Texas A&M.
My number 1 and number 2, Oregon, highest upset alert.
Really?
Texas, LSU, second upset alert. Texas A&M. Yeah, heck yeah. Yes. Because they played a damn near perfect game versus Ohio State.
Yes.
I'm not crowning them. They had no mistakes. They got a lucky special teams thing. Dylan Gabriel played the best game of his 8-year career. They're a good team, but they played their absolute best and were still 1 point in front of Ohio State. And now if you're looking at it from Ohio State perspective, Tito, I get it. Oh, we got to beat them. But just look at it from Oregon's perspective. If you're an Oregon fan, you're sitting over there like, wow, man. Hey, listen, I'm proud of that win. I haven't seen our team play that great. I haven't seen us launch the ball down the field that much. I haven't seen our rush get off like that. We had our best pass rush guy out, and we somehow figured out how to have pressure, and we haven't connected on deep ball. Tito, like, they played their best. If they play like how they played in the first season, like, which college kids will have letdowns? Absolutely, they're on upset alert. I'm not getting like these dudes aren't like world beaters. Not like the 2011 Alabama team, 2009 Alabama team. They're not that good.
See, I think that LSU against A&M is the one. I think A&M's going to beat LSU in that game. That's the one.
It's at A&M too, right?
It's at A&M College Station, and A&M's got the one blemish week 1 against Notre Dame, but since then they've been pretty good, and so they haven't lost since then. And I don't trust Brian Kelly in big road games. And look, I'm saying
What
this.
would you trust Brian Kelly with?
A home game against Nebraska.
Yeah.
But no, so even a road game against Nebraska, let's be honest. But I think that, and I don't know, look, I'm saying this all just like off the top. Like, I know Brian Kelly's got a great record in road games, big games. I don't think he does.
Yeah.
But I think A&M's probably the one that I like the most to upset somebody. And look, I'm going to keep an eye on Missouri, Alabama. Missouri's lost their top running back. He's out for the game, which is going to hurt them. But it's going to be a big game for the Tigers going against Crimson Tide, and they could literally end Alabama's run for the playoff.
I think I'm with DeVier with Oregon just because the constant travel and no bye weeks.
Extra day, though.
They got to have a letdown spot at some point,
and they still have to go to Wisconsin and what is it,
Michigan. I'm pretty sure it's
Tito. Come on,
consecutive weeks.
Are they road games back weeks for them? Is it?
Yeah, because then they have their last bye and then back at home to play Washington.
On this note, I think the Big Ten in 3 to 4 years will turn out to be the hardest conference to win in, and it would become the best conference in football. Not by talent, because the SEC always has great talent, but the Big Ten has great talent. But I think the schedule, the travel, the back-to-back weeks with the crazy competitive stadiums.
Yeah.
Like, and you think about it, Tito. Illinois.
Yeah.
Rutgers. Indiana are starting to get good.
Yep.
Michigan State has a guy now. Like, these gauntlets for these Big Ten teams, Tito, are going to just, over time, they're just going to get harder and harder. Like, I think a Big Ten gauntlet right now, going West Coast, going North, going East, coming to the Midwest, is harder than staying south of the Mason-Dixon line and only having to go as west as Texas and as far as South Carolina.
They are
east of South Carolina.
Hosting Illinois, at Michigan, host Maryland, at Wisconsin, then the bye week, then host Washington. So, yeah, they're at Michigan, home Maryland, at Wisconsin in 3 consecutive weeks there. Michigan game is a 3:30 kick on CBS. Look, that Wisconsin game, that could be a nighttime game for that one. At Wisconsin, Camp Randall, that'd be dangerous for Oregon. All right, what do you got for us next?
John Talty of CBS Sports listed the 10 most disappointing teams in college football so far this season. The list goes Auburn, Arizona, Florida State, Kansas, Michigan, Ole Miss, Oklahoma State, USC, Utah, and Virginia Tech. Is there a specific team that has disappointed you guys the most so far this season?
That's an alphabeticalized list right there, just so you know, from Auburn to Virginia Tech. And I give Utah somewhat of a pass because Cam Rising, his injury is what's crushing that team. So I'll give.
Did you say injury with a Y or an S?
Yes, injuries. You're right. I should have said that way. Yes.
Every year.
Yeah, every year. The Dr. Rising's going to try to get an 8th year, I think. But no one's taken advantage of that rule more than him. But so that's the injury for him is the big one there. And for me, it's still Florida State. It's still Florida State. I'm not disappointed in Michigan because I didn't think they'd be that good this year anyway. So Florida State's the one for me on that list. I wasn't expecting huge things out of USC. So Ole Miss disappoints me just because the way they lost Kentucky was stupid. They haven't looked good since then. But Florida State's the one for me.
USC, because I was on their bandwagon early after the LSU win. And, that Maryland game.
Yep.
That Penn State game. That Michigan game. And they've been tight. It was that Minnesota game. Like, I'm telling you, Tito, this Big Ten gauntlet is about to. I just believe a Minnesota game or a Rutgers game or a Maryland game is tougher than a Vandy, than a Kentucky.
Right.
Than a South Carolina. Like, I just believe like the lower half of the Big Ten and the stadiums and the crowds are tougher to go in and win than SEC teams.
I got to tell you, the Oregon crowd, that was the 60,000 they had. was as loud as I've ever heard Ohio Stadium in the times I've been there, with 106, whatever they have, 105, whatever time they've had the most. But it was incredible, and fans standing the whole game and just constant noise. You're right. You can't possibly overstate how big of a deal that is with the Big Ten.
The travel, the East to West. It's going to start playing in the records, man.
And I'm curious to see what happens when we start getting with some of the weather with the Big Ten games, when some of these teams like the USC Notre Dame game every year when they play it, if it's at USC, they play in October. And if it's at USC, they play in November. If it's at Notre Dame, they play in October. So because they want to avoid having bad weather, essentially. They don't want to have USC doesn't want to go play a game in South Bend where it's winter conditions. Coming forward here now, USC's not going to have a choice of playing in some winter conditions. Wait till they have to play Wisconsin or Ohio State, something like that, or State College on the road in November. And if they get some tough weather.
You can't wait for that.
I can't. No, you know that.
You can't wait for a West Coast team to play in a cold game.
You know that.
Oregon, Michigan.
That's what I'm saying.
November.
Hoping that game is chilly. Well, I think maybe even Wisconsin, the way the weather is trending, that Wisconsin-Oregon game could be a little brisk.
It's mid-November. Yeah.
Be a little brisk.
Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on that. But it's it'll be interesting to see how how long we have conferences like this before they just merge into some big super thing. I don't know, 5 years from now the Big Ten will exist the way it does. I'm not convinced it will, or the SEC will be what it is. It would not surprise me at all if there was a 5 years from now we had some kind of thing where it was like a 60-team league divided up more regionally than this what we have right now with the East to West thing. I think we could be headed that way at some point, but a lot will depend also on this year, though, with what happens with some of this craziness at the end of the season, the tiebreakers, and because there could be some teams really pissed off if they go undefeated in the conference and don't make the championship game because they didn't play a team, or they didn't play a non-conference game that somebody else played that ended up being a better win, whatever. It's going to be mass chaos if that happens to an undefeated team. All right, coming up next. We've got some more South Ohio State practice. We'll pass that on next. This is the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan.
Hey, Buckeye fans, the best new resort in the country is right here in the state of Ohio. Introducing the Grand Resort in Warren, Ohio. Whether it's family fun, an adult getaway, a conference or event, there's no place like it. It's a year-round destination with the best golf, med spa, dining, salon and spa, pools, lounges, and activities. The Grand Resort will be the best staycation you've ever had. Go to the website, thegrandresort.com, or call 330-856-1900. The Grand Resort in Warren, Ohio. We're waiting for you.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University, Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag Buckeyes Care.
Hey, Buckeye fans! As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 2 trips to a Buckeye postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Things are popping at Al's Delicious Popcorn. With over 80 flavors to choose from, we have something for everyone. From classics like caramel cashew, white cheddar, and our famous vanilla butternut to new flavors like chicken and waffles and spicy barbecue. They are all made fresh and they are all delicious. Visit us online at alspopcorn.com or come see us and experience the best service in town at 1500 Bethel Road in Columbus. Al's Delicious Popcorn.
Sunday, a day of rest, relaxation, and Browns football. Catch the Brownies as they battle the Ravens.
Live coverage starts Sunday at 11 with the Kick It One.
Your Central Ohio home for Browns football.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Check out this sale on red, green, or black seedless grapes. Right now, they're just 99 cents a pound with your card and digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
This football season, choose chill and go with the beer that's made for Ohio State game day. Whether you're at the shoe, the bar, or the basement, bring the Silver Bullets.
You can win tickets to the game against that team up north on November 30th.
Enter keyword kickoff at CoorsLight.com/college football.
No purchase necessary. Open only to residents of Ohio through 10/31/24. See official rules for details at CoorsLight.com/college football. Coors Light, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. 21 means 21. Celebrate responsibly.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Plenty of sunshine, but a cool finish on this Thursday with light winds, low 60s as we go through this evening. Overnight, down to around 40 degrees with clear skies and light winds. Clouding up on Friday, a chance of a shower by midday and a couple of showers around for your 1st and 10 Friday night forecast. High temperatures on the mild side in the low 70s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
Buckeye talk and occasional discussion about the latest tracksuit trends.
Yes, looking nice.
This is the Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light.
Buckeye Show. Tito and DeVier with you here. And more sound today from practice. I can never get enough of this. I love doing this stuff and hearing what the players had to say. Emeka Egbuka talked about the biggest takeaways from the loss. Here's Egbuka.
We got to play smart and we got to take care of the ball. I think in matchup games like that, when you're facing a top 5 team, turnovers are, some of the most important things. And they ended up getting more than us that day. We got to run the ball better. We got to block better on the perimeter. We got to make those plays when our number's called.
So, Egbuka's played fine. He had a good year this year. He's had a good year this year. I love what they've done with the passing game. I know they want to throw more deep balls out there, but I think they've got to take more shots deep this game. Do you agree with that?
I mean, yeah, and my agreement is with Coach Day. I mean, it was a point that he was driving home and a lot of pressures this week as he's just, going back watching the game. He said he feels like, they're not driving the ball down the field as much. And I spoke on this, but I'll repeat. And with Coach Day, he's been very innovative in terms of offensive schematics, pushing the ball downfield. I'm going to just throw some plays at you.
Right.
Garrett Wilson, Clemson, freshman year.
Yep.
Chris Olave, Clemson, the biggest post ball ever, right? You think about the Marvin Harrison, the Jackson Smith and Jigba Rose Bowl game, engineered by offensive coordinator, head coach Ryan Day. He steps down from the duties. Chip Kelly implements himself. To me, I love Chip Kelly in the way that he can, have different running backs in the game, different personnels, different formations, and really get the defense and the looks he wants to outnumber them blocking scheme-wise.
Right.
But I can't really ever, draw a huge Biletnikoff first-round receiver from Chip Kelly's college days at Oregon. Just can't think of one. I remember, you might not remember Jeff Mail or Andrew Davis.
Right.
But those are about the biggest guys that I can remember from that time.
Yeah, that's a good point. Go ahead.
So I think what's happening here is the merging of Ryan Day's ideologies and Chip Kelly's ideologies, and it kind of had to come out in the loss, right? Like it had to come out and say, hey, like, how do we do the things that you're doing well, Chip, do the things that I'm used to doing well. We got a guy that we can trust. He's making big throws, and we got receivers that we can push the ball down the field. How do we merge these two things and show in games where we need to bring out the archers, bring out the arrows, and throw darts, or games where we need to bring out the bulldozers and move people and run the ball? How do we merge those things? And I think that's what's happening.
Right.
And I think once that is all cleared up, we'll have a great balance of both.
It's funny, like when I think about the Ohio State, the options they have on offense, I think of Cheesecake Factory.
Absolutely.
They've got that huge menu with so many things, right? So many things to choose from. And you could go there every day for a month and still not get everything.
Yeah.
They've got that huge menu of plays. And it seems like that's got to be a bit of a challenge to figure out. Because you could do so many different things with that offense. You have just look at the running game, and the weapons you have passing wise.
I almost think it's not Cheesecake Factory menu. I think it's, do you want the chef special tonight?
Okay,
like they can honestly cook up anything you want.
That's true. That's
you
true.
know, there's so
order
much.
What you want. Yeah,
it's order what you want.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, how do you want it to look? I mean, I'm just saying with those two offensive minds.
Oh yeah,
like you should be able to cook up what you want, Tito. Right? I mean, you might be wrong.
That makes a lot of sense. No, I'm with you on that one. Dylan Raiola's in town. Not sure what kind of reception he'll get, but here's what Cody Simon had to say about facing Dylan.
You know, he's a crafty player. He's made some plays, and he's a young guy, so we're just going to do what we do. It really all starts about us. It's all about us, and we do our job right, good things will happen. So we just got to be prepared for what he can do and then just play our game.
You're on the Raiola, I don't say bandwagon. You're of the belief that that year 3 could be a dangerous year for Dylan Raiola. Right? Like you think he could be that good.
I just think in the NIL transfer portal world, like we often forget how good you really have to be a true freshman starting quarterback and actually be 5-2. Like, are you serious, Tito? Like, give me the last true freshman quarterback that was like really good. True freshman, really good. You see, you asked me too quick. That's show research stuff I would have done. I don't know. There had to be. Was Ewers a true? He was a redshirt freshman, wasn't he? Ewers, was he a redshirt? Redshirt freshman, wasn't he?
He was. Bryce Young. Or did you guys
Young's a good one too. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty
good.
Maybe
Jalen Hurts. The year he had when he went to the Natty.
Yeah,
but. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you put yourself in the position as an 18-year-old kid to be a leader of men, understand, study, handle school, do all these things. And it's not that I'm on his bandwagon or I'm a believer in him. I just see what I see. I mean, this is an 18-year-old kid handling and managing college football and battling with Shedeur Sanders head-to-head and outperformed him, and he's going to be a first-round pick.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, yeah, I think in 2 years he's going to be a problem. Hell yeah, he's going to be a problem.
We'll see on that. Yes, I certainly came in hyped. I always look. Guys that change the way he changed, transfer the way he did it. I don't believe in them as much.
You think he got another portal in his back pocket?
What's the chances he jumps after this year?
He has a portal bus ticket in his back pocket.
For how open the transfer portal is.
I go back to Tate Martell,
Oh, gosh.
No, I'm just saying, like, Martell was like, I'm going to be here. Well, look, Raiola said, I'm recruiting for Ohio State. We are going to build a great recruiting class. I'm going to make phone calls. I'm going to help recruit. I'm going to Georgia. I'm moving to Georgia. I'm going to help recruit. Go Bulldogs. I'm going to recruit. I'm going to Nebraska. My uncle's on the offensive staff. That's where I'm going. Martell said, I'm competing for the job. I'm not transferring. Then he transfers. Miami, nothing. Transfers. UNLV, nothing. I have no idea what he's doing now. Not playing quarterback somewhere. So that's why I just have kind of I think about that a little bit when it comes to him. I don't trust quarterbacks that do that. Here's Travion Henderson. on what bye week practice was like.
It was tough, man. It was a great week of development, getting better and cleaning up the little details of things. I think, if we continue to strive on the little things, the little details, we can really go a far way.
I would have loved to have been at the first couple of practices.
No, you did not want to be in that. What about the film room? The first one?
Oh, God, that would have been fun, though.
No, you know what's so crazy? You would be afraid to, open a Gatorade in one of those rooms.
You know what? I feel like I would change my opinion. My opinion is the wrong word. I would change the way I view a lot of people. Because I might, because I don't want to hear if there's a coach that I think, man, that guy seems like a nice guy, leader, and all this stuff, and calm and even keeled. And if he goes and throws a chalkboard at somebody's head, I'm going to say,
no, it's not. It's not like anger, mad teacher. It's more like we're going to air this out, right. And we're going to talk about all the tough stuff, and it's going to be, you have to be coachable. It's going to be very critical, but you can cut through the tension in those type of film sessions.
I'm sure.
Oh man, it's like the one where I've sat in film sessions after tough loss like that, Tito, and I'll be afraid to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Yep.
If I'm going to the bathroom, they might think I'm leaving because I got a bad play coming up.
So we're going to look at what Ohio State does here coming out, but that was great sound we had there from the practices. We got there from Ryan Day, Abuka, Henderson, Cody Simon. That was all good stuff. But coming up next, I want to get into a little bit of basketball talk. The women's Ohio State team improved without playing a game. We'll discuss that next. This is the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
News, opinions, and insight, all before breakfast. Rise and shine with Morning Juice.
Weekdays starting at 6.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
QC Kinetics not only has the latest non-invasive treatments for joint pain relief, but they also have one of the most respected names in sports medicine, serving as their medical director. That's Dr. Ray Tesner.
As the founder of Sports Medicine Grant and a classically trained orthopedic surgeon, it's exciting to be involved with the latest advances in regenerative medicine and QC Kinetics.
Well, QC Kinetics is making a huge difference in the quality of my life and others as well.
As folks already know, Bobby Carpenter and Sat Sullinger are sports legends in Columbus. QC Kinetics has already made a big difference in their lives, and also for Bobby's father, Rob Carpenter, a 10-year NFL veteran.
And the QC Kinetics team are seasoned medical professionals.
One of the cool things about being the medical director of QC Kinetics is the privilege I have of working with our staff, who have 15 years of experience in regenerative medicine.
You could be next. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus and call QC Kinetics today for your complete complimentary consultation. 380-208-4544.
Thank you for calling Great Lakes. Great Lakes Kia.
Do you like scary movies?
Nah, they don't scare me.
What does scare you?
High car payments. They make me want to scream.
And at Great Lakes Kia?
We have brand new Kias under $5 a day. Come pick one out.
Maybe I'm already here.
Cool. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV6 Wind, and Sorrento LX. All three under $5 a day.
That's only $139 a month for 24 months.
Plus new 24 Kia Telluride LX under $8 a day.
$249 for 24 months.
At Great Lakes Kia.
What if I have scary credit?
No problem. Get approved with 0% financing.
Perfect. And I'm right behind you.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus, GreatLakesKia.com.
Can I hang up now?
To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Friday nights mean high school football. Join us for the Fans High School Game of the Week.
This week, Olentangy at Olentangy Berlin.
Live coverage starts Friday night at 6:30. Your home for Friday Night Lights. The Fan.
Tailgating this weekend? Schmitz Catering has you covered. Schmitz will cater your neighborhood party or company tailgate and handle all the heavy lifting. They can even grill for you at your location. Schmitz is the perfect way to celebrate this football season with their delicious Bahama Mamas, sausages, cream puffs, and more. Let Schmitz bring their hoss to yours. Check out their full catering menu at schmidthoss.com. Why tailgate when you can Schmidtgate?
Attention, small business or sole proprietors. Do you want to save money on health care for your business? Be able to cover your employees with the best dental, doctors, and hospitals? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter for the SACA Benefit Plan. Nearly 100,000 members strong in the state of Ohio. The SACA Benefit Plan is administered by Anthem and could be right for you. Small businesses, visit 844-medohio.com. That's medohio.com. The SACA Benefit Plan could be right for you. Visit 844-medohio.com.
Hey, Ohio State fans, it takes a lot of energy to root for the Buckeyes. That's why Burger King is going to get your team going with the $20 Buckeye Blitz Bundle. This OSU fan exclusive has a delicious lineup that includes 2 Whopper sandwiches, 1 cheeseburger, 3 small fries, and 3 small drinks. Get over to your local BK and get fueled up for game day. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey Columbus, looking for the perfect day trip? Head to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. Dive into football history, see legendary players, and enjoy interactive exhibits. Fun for the whole family. Visit ProFootballHOF.com for tickets. The Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, where it's always football season.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State Athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The home of Big Ten championships and future first rounders. You're listening to the Buckeye Show.
Buckeye Show. Tito and DeVier with you. Rhyme time back there as well. Thanks for spending part of your Thursday with us. Hey, if you like us, listen to us tomorrow night for Olentangy at Olentangy Berlin for the high school game tomorrow night, game of the week after the abbreviated Buckeye Show.
You said that right, Tito.
I think I said it right that time. I'm telling you, it's going to be a challenge.
Berlin.
Got to get it right. Are you here in the studio tomorrow night, Rhyme Time, too?
Yep, I'll be with you guys.
Sweet. We'll be talking to you then, so make sure you tune in for that one. Our week 10 of the high school football season, our game of the week will be that one. So what else do I want to talk about? I know what I want to get to here because I failed to mention this before, but with what's coming up here on high school football week, obviously our game, the coverage starts at 6:30, kickoff at 7. After the game, it's the Byers Dublin Subaru overtime with Ryan Baker and Lee Cochran right here on the Fan. That's a fun show, too. I've done that a couple of times, but they're constantly making calls to coaches, getting coaches on last minute, all that. Rhyme Time's always working his butt off with that, too. But so college basketball right around the corner. Ohio State women open up November 5th against Cleveland State. Ohio State men open up November 4th against number 19 Texas at Las Vegas. The Ohio State women's team was 16 in the preseason AP poll. They've jumped up to 14. I have no idea why, but they moved up 2 spots there, DeVier, and I'm pumped about this Ohio State team this year.
Yeah, me too. I think this team, they kind of stumbled when they went to Cincinnati, but
the women's team here. The women's team here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Say it again.
The women's team now went up 14 from 16 in the rankings. They got a couple of transfers in. They're going to help out. They've got some size that they desperately needed on this team that they brought in, and it's I feel like McGuff looked at what he's had the last couple of years, and he decided I need a little more size and a little better 3-point shooting, and that's where he's at. I think he's got the right roster now for what he wants to do.
Yep. And he got better with the guards too as well this year. They have a freshman guard that's going to really be a player. Looking forward to McGuff. I think he's had 2 successful seasons back to back, and he's been able to recruit well at a high level, and just being able to see this program kind of step into the light as the Big Ten basketball power, Tito, is it's great to see, and it's really not talked about enough how strong Ohio State women's basketball has been the past couple of years.
Aja Petty is the transfer from Kentucky. She's a 6'3" senior. She's going to play a huge role in this. Jelani Cambridge is the guard you were talking about who comes in, the 5'7" one out of Nashville, who's the huge recruit for them. She's going to play a monster role in this as well. So, but it's going to be a tough schedule. Look, this Big Ten with the additions. I know we talk about the football side with getting Oregon over here and Washington and USC, UCLA. USC and UCLA are two of the top 10 teams in the country in women's college basketball. Mm-hmm. That is going to be damn tough in the Big Ten for Ohio State this year. And I believe they only get, if I'm not mistaken,
UCLA.
Well, they get USC, but USC is on the road. And I believe, so they don't get USC here. It's at USC when they're playing them. So they got that one. And then I'm not sure about, and they play UCLA as well. But so it's not going to be an easy schedule for Ohio State this year, but it should be a lot of good women's basketball. And whoever wins that conference, it's a gauntlet if you can win that thing. Ohio State went 16-2 last year, 26-6 overall. They do play. Take a look. They play at UCLA February 5th, at USC February 8th. So those are like back-to-back games for them that they've got to take care of and do that. So tough schedule there for the Ohio State women, but should be, again, a lot of fun to watch this year. The USC is right now 3, UCLA 5. So both road games there too. That will be a brutal stretch run for the team. Switching over to the men's side, the men open up on November 4th against number 19 Texas, and the Big 12, Texas's former conference, they have said they are the best conference in the country. Cincinnati coach Wes Miller, head coach, said every league is really hard, especially when you get into league play and the stakes are higher and the awareness of each other is different. Every league's really hard. I think when people like myself stand up here and say we have the best league, it's not a slight towards anybody else's league or disrespect. It's a fact. I don't think it's an opinion. Just look at the numbers. Seriously, look at the numbers. They lose Texas, Oklahoma. They add Arizona. Houston, BYU, and UCF are all there again this year. Cincinnati as well. Arizona is 10th in the country. And the Cougars are number 4. There are 5 Big 12 teams in the top 10. Kansas number 1, Iowa State 5, Baylor number 8. Do you believe that is the best conference in the country?
Historically, or this fiscal year?
I guess this fiscal year we'll go with. Do you think they're the best conference in the country this year?
I'll give it to them. I'll give it to them basketball-wise, man, basketball. But historically, for me, personally, Big East.
Well, yeah, the Big East. No, look, you and I could do a podcast on the 80s and 90s Big East, and we'd have no problem filling up 6 hours.
Yes, for sure. But I'll give it to them this year. They have a solid all the way around from top to bottom as far as rankings, schools, environments. But with basketball, you can always tell with the teams that make whatever league has the most teams in the Sweet 16, it's the best league.
That's how you tell also, I think. Even though I know there's so many weird upsets that happen. But when I get down to the Sweet 16, if the Big Ten's got 5 teams or like 4 teams, that'd be great. Then yes, I think that's the best conference usually. I don't care who the 4 teams are. They might be all upsets. But
biggest way to tell right there, Tito.
I think you're right. And Joe Lunardi's latest bracketology, yes, he does bracketology this time of year as well. He's got Ohio State as a 9 seed in the tournament, playing Wake Forest with the winner taking on Alabama. And we've talked before about what does success look like for the Ohio State football team this year. It's very early. You've got a lot of new faces this year, and you get a full off season of Diebler running things, and a full season now of Diebler running things. What would you consider to be, and I want you, Jacob, to chime in on this as well, what would be a successful basketball season for the men's squad this year?
I wouldn't say winning the Big Ten.
I think that's going to be damn tough.
Making the tournament somehow, record-wise, big win-wise, or going and winning the Big Ten tournament.
Right.
And getting in that way. You punch your ticket that way. But I think making the tournament would be a success this year.
If they went to the tournament and lost their first game,
I don't care. I'm happy.
You're happy with that?
Okay, we made it.
Ryan, what do you got?
I'm with DeVier. I think getting back to the tournament after missing the last 2 years. I know we want to see them move on and get to the second weekend, get to the Sweet 16 in advance, but it's his first year as a head coach, first full year. He showed promise at the end of last year. Getting to the tournament after how bad it's been the last 2 years would be a massive step in the right direction. Because you're going to then start adding on to, he can get there. He can, and then he's going to bring in the talent. They're going to go on those runs, hopefully.
Absolutely.
It's, I've always said, and I've said this for the last 20 years, that for me, Ohio State, the baseline is make the tournament, make the NCAA tournament. Like if they make the tournament, that's an okay year for me. That's an okay year if they make the tournament. Now, granted, it'd be more.
That's not enough in his first year.
No, in his first year, I'm saying that's usually what it's been. But I'm saying yes, if he makes the tournament, yeah, I would consider it better than okay year. But I'm just saying for Ohio State with the resources they have, and I know it's football school, it makes it hard to recruit sometimes. Maybe I know the Shot's not the greatest venue. It is when they're winning and loud, but it's just that the way it's built. There's nonetheless. I would consider, yes, getting to the tournament this year. The only way it'd be a disappointing if they get in like as a 5 seed and lose in the first round. Then I might be disappointed because then it's like, oh, they're one of the top 20 teams in the country and they get bounced in the first round. That might concern me. But if they just get to the tournament as like an 8 or a 9 or even as a 7 and lose in the first round, I'd still call it a good year. But going forward, though.
That 5 seed scares me.
The 5-12 game?
Yes.
I know. It always does, yes. But like going forward, though, I like that's an okay season going forward, starting next year. Okay season if they make the tournament. And then I always thought if they make the Sweet 16, that's a great season. It's so hard to win the NCAA basketball tournament that you can't have this expectation of they're going to win it. There's not many repeat champs, and since the UCLA did it way back when, there's not a lot of teams that have been able to repeat, so it's really hard to do that.
UConn did it last 2 years? Oh, okay.
UConn is tough.
And they
who else
might
done it?
do it again.
Yeah.
Okay, UConn's done it. Who else since like
Florida.
1976? Florida. Those are the two,
Florida.
right?
Yeah.
No one else has done it in the last 45 years, 50 years almost, right? Just two.
Just two teams.
And let's go back to where there's, when you had guys playing through their junior and senior seasons, when you had the Georgetown teams like I talked about and the Syracuse teams that could have done more. But Indiana, they went back to back in 75, 76. Am I wrong on that one? They did?
I believe so, yes.
So since 1976, though, is what I said. There we go. So I still, my argument still holds water, I think.
Back when I was 15.
No, don't you dare. Don't you dare.
I do think, I understand it. I want the Sweet 16 runs and those deep runs. I mean, Ohio State, they're one of 8 teams that have been to 10 Final Fours.
Yeah.
Like, it's not easy to get to Final Fours, let alone 10. And being one of 8 to make it there.
They're a basketball school and a football school.
That should be the standard.
They're the number one basketball
is Sweet 16s.
Yes.
Making
runs.
Wait, hang on. Let's think about that statement.
They are.
I wish it was true.
Biased.
I don't think it's true, though.
What is it?
I don't look. You look at schools like what Alabama's done lately with football.
They haven't won. They haven't
what Texas
won a
has
natty
done
in basketball. They haven't been.
Ohio State's won a natty in basketball since '62.
But they have. I meant to say they haven't been as many.
This
Final
past
Fours.
year was Bama's first Final Four appearance ever.
Yeah,
right.
Come on.
But I'm just saying, though, the combination. Look at the last.
The closest school is Florida.
Right. I would say Florida's probably the closest one.
They won a natty in basketball and football in the same year, which is crazy.
And I think they beat us. In both.
They did.
But we were there.
Yeah.
Texas,
that's my point.
Texas, pretty good in basketball and football both.
Tito, come on, man. Just like you might not realize it because your expectations are so high as an Uber Buckeye fan. But I'm just saying, like, the one school that could compete with us as a football and basketball school, they beat us in the like we were there.
Pittsburgh just took a 7-0 lead on Syracuse. Kyle McCord had a pick 6.
Mavs and Spurs are tied at 12.
Tied at 12.
About halfway through the first.
There you go. I'm excited the NBA's back. I am. Although I hate the load management crap, I'm excited about it. All right, coming up next, we're going to wrap things up with hashtag Buckeyes. This is the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag Buckeyes Care.
Come on over to Heartland.
Getting a mortgage? We take pride in providing the value and service you deserve in one of the most important transactions you'll ever have. Community banks have the most flexibility and the lowest rates. Now fact check that. I'm Scott McComb, CEO, coming over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Attention Columbus. Town Properties just clinched the title of the largest residential property manager in Columbus, thanks to the Columbus Business Journal. With pride, we oversee 25,000 plus households in the Columbus metro area, ensuring fantastic places to call home. Whether you're on the hunt for an exceptional living space, a top-notch association management company, or a property manager for your multifamily portfolio, visit our website at town.properties.com and let us elevate your living experience. Town Properties, always managing great places to live.
Want to kick off your fall shopping with a touchdown? Shop Bob's Discount Furniture for pieces that fit your style and your space. Check out Bob's space-conscious and style-forward furniture for every room, like counter-height dining sets, convenient lift-top coffee tables, guest-friendly pop-up sleepers, and storage-filled seating perfect for game day hangouts. So stop and score winning design with Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Can't make it to the game? Watch the Fan's pre- and post-game shows live on YouTube. Just search 97 on the Fan and click subscribe.
The Fan's YouTube channel is sponsored by Coors Light.
Your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
This football season, choose chill and go with the beer that's made for Ohio State game day. Whether you're at the shoe, the bar, or the basement, bring the Silver Bullets.
You can win tickets to the game against that team up north on November 30th.
Enter keyword kickoff at CoorsLight.com/collegefootball.
No purchase necessary. Open only to residents of Ohio through 10/31/24. See official rules for details at CoorsLight.com/collegefootball. Coors Light, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. 21 means 21. Celebrate responsibly.
There was a time where I woke up every day and my knee kept bothering me. I wondered, would it ever get better? I'd like to go out and run. I'd like to go play golf. I'd like to hang out with my friends at the pool, go off the diving board, play with my kids, do the stuff that I wanted to do. I looked at having surgery, thought that's not the answer. Don't want to do that. I've had plenty of surgeries in my life. I didn't want to be on medication and just keep pounding ibuprofen and pain pills. That wasn't going to be the answer. So I want to get real, lasting relief. As thousands of patients will tell you. So I went over to QC Kinetics and talked to Dr. Ray Tesner. I even brought my dad with me and said, hey, he's got a bad knee too. He's at a little later stage in life. Could this work for him? QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in cellular therapies, including your own body's healing properties. That's what I wanted, to get healed up and do it the natural way. The choice is yours. So go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. They've got offices in Dublin and in Gehenna, or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
You want an easy way to feed your friends? You get a Jersey Mike's catering box. You want an exciting radio idea? You get me. Like this. There's a Jersey Mike's catering box off the coast of Corsica that needs rescuing. Me and a team of mercenaries go in, barrel rolling past the sleeping guard, and we find the catering box in a secret bunker. I say, men, let's get these 12 subs home. But they're already eating them. That's the problem with mercenaries. You can't trust them. The Jersey Mike's catering box, a sub above.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Right Way Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Social media can be a cesspool. Allow us to navigate the waters. #Buckeyes.
Sponsored by The Waterworks. Plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling. From sump pumps and water heaters to full heating and cooling repair and replacement. The Waterworks tackles it all. Call 614-232-2222 today.
Final segment of the program. Our 2-hour show, DeVier. We're winding downward here. It's time for #Buckeyes. By the way, Zachary on the X chimed in and said that Trevor Lawrence was a true freshman when they won the title.
There it is. So
that's one.
That's one. That was a good one.
That's a good one. I agree.
That was a good one.
That was a good one there. Yeah.
I can't believe I forgot that. They steamrolled Bama in that championship game.
And that's what I'm saying. Like
everybody thought Clemson was going to go on a Bama type run and roll off like 5 titles or whatever. And
I think they only got one.
I think it was just that one. Yeah.
Yeah. They lost another night.
You can watch all your favorite shows on YouTube on Saturday morning. You can see our pregame and tailgate shows live from camp. I'm reading this in front of you, and it's going to upset you because when you think about how much you've worked late, how early you have to get up. But on Saturday morning, see our pregame and tailgate shows live from campus begin at 6:30 a.m., which means DeVier will be there, be up bright and early, or dark and early on Saturday morning. Does that affect you, Rhyme Time?
Yeah, I'll be in here.
For that time also?
Yep.
It's great.
Game and tailgate show.
After game, we can watch Beamer and Timmy and the rest of our post-game coverage. I think Baker and I are doing something from 5:30 to 7:30 here as well. I think it's like the post game, or they call it game night or something, right?
Okay.
Yeah, like the post game.
It's something like that. Yes, it's clear. It's what it is.
The Buckeye fans asleep show.
It's the second, third, and fourth string guys is what it is. That right there is what we're looking at there. No, it's not Braxton. It's not JT. It's not Cardell. It's the next guy. It's the one after that. That's who it is.
The Tristan Gebbias of the world.
It's Todd Beckman and the backup punter. We'll be in here doing the post game show on that. So, all right, you got a hashtag Buckeye for us there, brother?
Yeah. So it's not technically a hashtag, but I saw this Instagram post that said, I asked ChatGPT to build me the ultimate Ohio State coach. Here's what ChatGPT spit out. This is good. This comes from OSU_Buckeyes on IG. Leadership, number one quality, Woody Hayes. Commanding presence with an intense focus on winning and discipline. Recruiting, Urban Meyer. I love this one. Exceptional at attracting top talent around America and building a deep roster. Offensive innovation, Ryan Day. Cutting-edge schemes. That balance with explosive passing and powerful running. Defensive mastery, Jim Tressel. Prioritize a tough, opportunistic defense, sound fundamentals. Also, I would probably throw in Jim Tressel special teams. He was a guru with that. Player development, Earl Bruce. Didn't know he was a great player developer. Nature's talent. Why can't I read today? Nurtures talent.
Yep.
Turning recruits into elite NFL-ready players. Talent and tradition, Luke Fickle. Deep connection to Ohio State values and respects for program legacies. Shout out ChatGPT for pulling up Luke Fickle for his 1 year. I like that. This blend creates the coach with the ability to win at the highest level and sustain Buckeye legacy. That's cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
ChatGPT can spit out qualities from each coach.
Do you think Fickle will ever be the head coach at Ohio State? Like, Vrabel won't. I don't think Vrabel wants any part of college coaching. Vrabel's next job will probably be the Browns' job. Yeah. I don't think Vrabel would ever be interested in the Ohio State job. Maybe he would. I don't think he would. But do you think that there's a time when Fickle would come home and coach Ohio State?
I mean, I don't want to get into scenarios of who could be the coach at Ohio State.
Could be 5 years from now, 10 years from now.
I mean, just this type of job, it's like what people don't realize is this isn't a job that there's a line outside of the door and people are interviewing, right? No, you're ordained for this job. Things move out of the way from divine path order for you to get this job.
Right.
And I just believe right now, divine path order, we have the right guy. And I'm in a mindset that through divine path orders, you can't really jump out of that and kind of place. And because if you ask me who will replace Ryan Day, I can't give you three names right now.
I know.
I can't. So we have the right guy.
We do. Look, I totally believe that. And I always get in arguments with Ohio State fans who are like, oh, you can't win the big. Look, he's the guy. Ryan Day is the right guy for this job. I will die on that hill if I have to. Well, not literally. I mean, you maim me. I'll get maimed on that hill. But if there was ever I don't think I'd want Chip Kelly or Jim Knowles as head coach. I think they are great coordinators. Mm-hmm. I don't think they would be great head coaches for Ohio State. So when I think about that, if Day, and again, might never, we're talking years from now, because I don't think it should happen anytime soon. But if Day in 2 years said, I'm stepping down, I'm sure Hartline would get a look, obviously. I would think he would if he'd want the job. And then I think Fickle, because of his previous experience, would also. But I always think about that, who would be the next guy? And I get that argument, too, when people, they say, well, fire Day. I'm like, okay, who do you want to bring in? Who do you want to bring in? And by the way, you want to fire mid-season? Why in the hell? You want to talk about a program going sideways all of a sudden?
It's just so crazy.
There's no way
to even say that. It just makes no sense. If you really love Ohio State, you wouldn't say dumb stuff like that.
Right, exactly.
Because you know it would get way worse before it got better. Don't say stuff like that. If you're a real Ohio State fan and you love this place, that's just silly to say.
That's got stuff that pisses me. You know what else pisses me off is the booing. Like, let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Okay. I know as a fan, it's your right to boo the home team if you want to.
Like
you
the
can
Cleveland Deshaun situation?
Well, that's a little different. Wait, no, that's totally different.
Okay.
I'm talking about Ohio State.
We got to talk about that on Sunday. Because
I'd love to talk to you about that on Sunday.
Yeah.
We could have Deshaun in as a guest. He didn't do anything. Anyway, we got to get a driver for him. But anyway, the reason it's because if you boo the home team, like, do you think that helps Ohio State? If you want to watch them win, if you're that big of a Buckeye fan, I'm not saying you don't have the right to boo. I'm just saying, do you think it helps?
No.
I don't think it does either. That's where, like, look, if you really want them to win, I get it. You have a right to boo. I'm not trying to say you don't. All right. I gotta get out of here now. I'm sorry. I started that. I started something like that. Open up a can of worms on that one. Hey, Nebraska. All right, coming up next, we do have the Thursday night football game, Vikings and the Rams. Thank you, DeVier. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Nikki Nicole, for coming in as well from 10 TV. Stick around. NFL football next, right here on 97.1 The Fan.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Looking for your next Subaru? At Byers Airport Subaru, we give you options from start to finish. Browse and shop entirely online from the comfort of your home at columbussubaru.com or stop by and visit one of our friendly brand specialists just by the airport.
Right now, you can get the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester for 3.9% for up to 48 months.
Whether you prefer to click or come in, we've got you covered. Your journey starts at Byers Airport Subaru. Come see why it's better to buy at Byers.
Subject to credit approval. Financing offer term up to 48 months on 2025 Subaru Forester. Cannot be combined with any other incentive. See dealer for details. Offer ends 10/31/24.
Dormar, your climate hero.
Dorn, what's that guy yelling about in my noisemaker?
Dormar, your climate hero.
Your climate hero, you fossil?
What's a climate hero?
That's Dormar, our same-day heating and AC company we've used for 60 years.
Who?
Dormar, your climate hero.
Come on, Dad, you laugh every time you hear their Tidy Whitey commercials.
Yep, those are funnier.
Dormar, your climate hero.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned Redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
Hey Buckeye fans, the best new resort in the country is right here in the state of Ohio. Introducing the Grand Resort in Warren, Ohio. Whether it's family fun, an adult getaway, a conference or event, there's no place like it. It's a year-round destination with the best golf, med spa, dining, salon and spa, pools, lounges, and activities. The Grand Resort will be the best staycation you've ever had. Go to the website, thegrandresort.com, or call 330-856-1900. The Grand Resort in Warren, Ohio. We're waiting for you.
Come on over to Heartland.
Now, to run a successful business, you need to develop a strong relationship with your accountant, your attorney, and most importantly, your community banker. If you find it hard to get advice from your bank, maybe it's time to consider Heartland. I'm Scott McComb, CEO. Come on over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.